Bewitched looked like pure comfort. One nose twitch, one suburban crisis, and magic fixed everything. But behind that smile were secrets, heartbreak, illness, and cast changes that fans still talk about. The real story behind the magic may surprise you. Samantha Stevens is the beautiful witch trying to live like an ordinary suburban wife in Bewitched. Played by Elizabeth Montgomery, born in 1933 in Hollywood, California, she was 31 when she first became Samantha in 1964. She passed away in 1995, at 62, leaving behind one of television's most beloved magical heroines. Samantha remains unforgettable because Montgomery gave her warmth, intelligence, restraint, and a quiet sadness beneath the smile. Beyond Bewitched, Elizabeth Montgomery proved her range in darker dramatic roles, including The Legend of Lizzie Borden. Her legacy endures as the face of comfort TV magic, an actress who made fantasy feel human, intimate, and emotionally real. Endora is Samantha's glamorous, sharp-tongued mother, a powerful witch who never believed Darren was worthy of her daughter, played by Agnes Moorehead, born in 1900 in Clinton, Massachusetts. She was 64 when she stepped into the role in 1964. She passed away in 1974, at 73, leaving behind one of classic television's most unforgettable mother figures. Endora remains iconic because Moorehead made her terrifying, funny, elegant, and strangely protective all at once. Beyond Bewitched, Agnes Moorehead had a prestigious career in film, radio, and theater, with acclaimed work in Citizen Kane and The Magnificent Ambersons. Her Endora became the blueprint for magical mothers, theatrical, cutting, powerful, and impossible to ignore. Larry Tate is Darren's fast-talking advertising boss, a man who turns every client meeting into a crisis and every success into his own victory. Played by David White, born in 1916 in Denver, Colorado, he was 48 when Bewitched debuted in 1964. He passed away in 1990 at 74, leaving behind a classic sitcom legacy built on speed, pressure, and perfect comic timing. Larry remains memorable because White made ambition look both ridiculous and strangely familiar. Beyond Bewitched, David White worked steadily across television and film, bringing professionalism and sharp rhythm to every role. His Larry Tate still feels timeless because almost everyone recognizes that boss, demanding, nervous, charming, and always ready to take the credit. Darren Stevens is the mortal husband trying to keep a normal suburban life while married to a witch. Originally played by Dick York, born in 1928 in Fort Wayne, Indiana, he was 36 when Bewitched began in 1964. He passed away in 1992, at 63, after years of serious health struggles. Darren remains memorable because York made his panic, frustration, and love feel painfully human, never just comic. Beyond Bewitched, Dick York worked across radio, film, and television, but his time as Darren became his defining legacy. His real-life pain after leaving the series adds sadness to a role built around a man trying desperately to hold everything together. Darren Stevens, in the later seasons, was played by Dick Sargent, who stepped into one of television's most difficult recasts. Born in 1930 in Carmel, California, Sargent was 39 when he joined Bewitched in 1969. He passed away in 1994, at 64, leaving behind a legacy of courage both on and off screen. His Darren remains important because Sargent kept the character alive without simply copying Dick York. Beyond Bewitched, Dick Sargent continued acting and later became admired for publicly coming out in 1991. His role reminds fans that even when a familiar face changes, the emotional center of a beloved show can still survive. Abner Kravitz is the skeptical neighbor who keeps dismissing his wife's warnings about the strange things happening next door. Played by George Tobias, born in 1901 in New York City, he was 63 when he began the role in 1964. He passed away in 1980 at 78, leaving behind a warm comic legacy in classic television. Abner remains funny because Tobias played him not as cruel, but as a tired husband trying to keep life ordinary. Beyond Bewitched, George Tobias built a long career in film and television, often bringing lived-in authenticity to supporting roles. His Abner helped ground the show's magic in everyday suburbia, making the impossible feel even funnier. Louise Tate is Larry's sweet and trusting wife, a gentle presence often pulled into the strange orbit of the Stevens family. Played by Casey Rogers, born in 1925 in Wallace, Idaho, she was 41 when she joined Bewitched during its mid-run years. She passed away in 2006 at 80, leaving behind a legacy of warmth and understated charm. Louise remains memorable because Rogers gave her innocence, kindness, and a soft contrast to Larry's frantic ambition. Beyond Bewitched, Casey Rogers appeared in films and television for decades, including work before her sitcom fame under another screen name. Her Louise Tate still feels like a quiet light in the show's magical chaos. Gladys Kravitz in the later seasons is the nosy neighbor who knows something impossible is happening, but can never make anyone believe her. Played by Sandra Gould, born in 1921 in Brooklyn, New York, she was 50 when she took over the role in 1966. She passed away in 1999 at 82, leaving behind one of television's great comic neighbor performances. Gladys remains iconic because Gould turned panic, suspicion, and frustration into pure sitcom energy. Beyond Bewitched, Sandra Gould worked across television in many guest roles, but Gladys became her signature character. Her performance captured a funny kind of tragedy, being right over and over again, while everyone treats you like you're losing your mind. Gladys Kravitz in the earliest seasons was first played by Alice Pearce, who created the role's original nervous brilliance. Born in 1917 in New York City, Pearce was 47 when Bewitched began in 1964. She passed away in 1966 at 48, after battling ovarian cancer, leaving behind a performance that ended far too soon. Her Gladys remains unforgettable because Pearce made obsession, fear, and comic disbelief feel both hilarious and strangely sad. Beyond Bewitched, Alice Pearce had already appeared on stage and screen, but Gladys became her lasting television legacy. Her early episodes still carry a fragile power, reminding fans how much classic TV history was shaped by performers we lost too early. Tabitha Stevens is Samantha and Darren's magical daughter, the child whose innocent spells made family life even more unpredictable. Played primarily by Erin Murphy, born in 1964 in Encino, California, she was just 2 when she began appearing on Bewitched. In 2026, Erin Murphy is 62. Tabitha remains beloved because she turned childhood into magic, bringing sweetness, wonder, and a new emotional layer to the Stevens family. Beyond Bewitched, Murphy stepped away from full-time acting and later became a familiar figure at fan events and nostalgic television appearances. Her Tabitha endures as one of classic TV's most famous magical children, a symbol of innocence inside a world of secrets. And that is the lasting spell of Bewitched. It was never only about witchcraft, it was about love under pressure, identity kept hidden, and the ache of trying to fit into a world that asks you to become smaller. Many of these stars have taken their final bow, while a few living links still carry the memory of that magical living room into 2026. If this journey brought back the warmth of classic television, please like, subscribe, and stay with Hollywood 1960s TV, where the legends of the Golden Age live on.